Hey YouTube, I just want to talk for a minute about some floating shelves that I made for my garage, and I've got 4 of them here. These I made out of 2x4. This is a cedar 2x4, and they're all pocket screwed. I'll show you inside of here. Pocket screwed 2 screws per side. And so I made the box, and then like I said, pocket screwed them, and then used another 2x4 up here so that I could put the 1/4 inch plywood on it. And I got two different kinds of plywood. This I picked up from a different store. This stuff was a little bit more finished out here. It's kind of dirty, but it was finished out. It looks a lot nicer actually. Should have kind of put this one up top here, but there's another shot at it. So I didn't use anything special as far as tools go, just basically a circular saw and screws, a little pocket hole jig I picked up on Amazon for, I don't know, 10 bucks or something, and some clamps to hold that. Oh, and the way these are attached to the wall, just basically mark the studs and put 2 screws in on each side for the studs. That's it. My garage the studs are spaced 24 inches on center, and so that's where I did it at. And I mean, they're pretty sturdy. I mean, I can pull down on this, but it's pretty sturdy with just those 2 screws in there, and it hasn't sagged. And the way we're using these just for our shoes, it's perfect. And I could have, I spaced them out enough to where if I wanted to put another shelf in, if we got more shoes here, I could. And yeah, I think total cost, this whole project was about $100 roughly, for 4 shelves. So the most expensive part was the cedar 2x4s, and then next would have been the 1/8 inch ply on top. So give you one more shot underneath here. There is some 2x2s, and the reason I put those in there was just so I'd have more area for the plywood to to reinforce it, and that's why I put that other 2x4 in the middle here. It gives a lot more strength. This plywood's real thin and light, and I wanted to keep it as light as I possibly could for the shelves, because I knew how I was going to anchor them in. And it's not super, it's not super robust. I wouldn't stack a bunch of boxes on top of this or anything, but if you wanted to use something like this in a bedroom or kitchen or even a closet just to put clothes on or shoes, it would work perfect. And it's a pretty easy project. The other thing I wanted to mention too is, when you look under these ones that are really high up, it's exposed. And if you wanted to, you can enclose it just like that on the bottom side. After you hang it, all you would need to do was, instead of using a 2x2 for this, you can just sister on another 2x4 here. And you may end up using the 2x2s just so, because the way I put these in, they're recessed down a little bit. You can see it doesn't sit on top of the 2x4, it's actually recessed inside of it. So you can figure that out dimensionally how you want to do it. And I just made these, I don't know why I chose this length. I think it worked out sizing wise for me to cut the boards in half. I think it's 4 feet is the width on these, so that was why I ended up using that. So floating shelves made out of 2x4s and 1/4 inch plywood with some pocket hole screws. You don't see any hardware at all on these. And if you wanted to get even more fancy, you could do, you could miter the corners. You could do some really neat stuff with this if you wanted to get fancy, but this was about as fancy as I want to go. It took me, I'll be honest, it probably took me an entire weekend to finish it, but it's just because I was kind of making it up as I went along and figuring it out, and it turned out pretty good for an amateur. So thanks for watching, and have a great one.